A mother of two passed away in a restaurant restroom and her body went unnoticed for days. What did the CCTV reveal? A horrific scenario happened at the Gurkha Buffet Restaurant in Blackpool, Lancashire when the body of 47-year-old Sabrina Lyttle was discovered in the accessible toilet. Her daughter, Jade Casey, 27, broke the tragic news, admitting that Sabrina had gone unnoticed for 3 days. Sabrina's mother, Christine, and her daughter Jade, 68 and 30, respectively, are trying to make sense of the events that led to her terrible demise. They don't understand why Sabrina entered the disabled toilet and how no one spotted her presence for so long. Jade was heartbroken at the sight of her mother lying there unnoticed while everyone else went about their everyday lives as if nothing had happened. The sense of helplessness is tremendous, as Jade describes it as indescribable grief. The police explained to us that some customers had been complaining that they couldn't get into the disabled toilet. But they thought the issue was just with the lock, Jade shared. Eventually, when they opened the door to the toilet, they found my mother on the Saturday morning. The thought that Sabrina was left in such a vulnerable state for so long fills Jade with a sense of frustration and deep sorrow. I feel so angry because she could have been found much earlier, Jade said, unable to hide her distress. They should have been doing regular toilet checks, and if they had, they might have noticed something was wrong much sooner. Jade feels heartbroken knowing that her mother, who was in such a fragile state, was left alone in the cold while others went about their day, unaware of what had happened. It's so hard to think she was there all by herself while people were eating and drinking, not knowing anything, Jade said, feeling helpless and deeply saddened. The family is not only upset about Sabrina being left alone, but they are also worried that she might have been in pain or distress. Jade can't stop thinking that if someone had helped her sooner, maybe Sabrina could have been saved. We still don't know what caused her demise, Jade shared. It's so hard not to wonder if she was struggling and needed help and if things could have turned out differently. The uncertainty about what happened to Sabrina weighs on the family as they try to understand what went wrong and find peace. Jade hoped that if someone had intervened earlier, her mother might still be here with them. The family has learned from the police that CCTV footage from the restaurant in Blackpool showed Sabrina entering the premises on November 28 of last year. The footage shows her going into the disabled toilet, but the family is still unsure about why she chose to enter the restaurant in the first place. Despite not understanding her actions, Jade and the family take some comfort in knowing that the police investigation has ruled out any involvement of substances at the scene. There were no substances found at the scene, and the CCTV clearly shows her entering the restaurant on Thursday, Jade said, which offers some clarity amid the confusion. Though the family remains in a state of grief and uncertainty, they continue to hold on to the hope that the ongoing investigation will shed light on the true cause of Sabrina's untimely passing. They are left grappling with the painful reality of her loss and the circumstances surrounding her demise. The pain of losing Sabrina is compounded by the difficult questions they still have, and they are desperately searching for answers. We believe she broke into the disabled toilet, likely by picking the lock so she wouldn't have to ask for a key, she said. We aren't sure why she went in there, but it could have been to warm up since she had been released from prison the day before. We don't know for certain, but we can say that no substances were found at the scene, she added. Jade, who is from Fleetwood, Lancashire, remembered her mother, Sabrina, as a really nice person who was funny and kind. She explained, she struggled with addiction and spent much of the last 25 years living in and out of homelessness. But despite all that, she was a nice person. She had a great sense of humor and was very kind. A spokesperson from Lancashire Police confirmed they were called to a sudden demise at a property on Waterloo Road in Blackpool on Saturday 30th November. Just after 1 p.m., according to a report by Manchester Evening News. Officers arrived and sadly discovered the body of a woman in her 40s, who was declared lifeless at the scene, the spokesperson said. Our thoughts are with her family and friends during this difficult time. At this point, the demise is not being treated as suspicious, and a report will be prepared for home coroner.